seventh grader from Osborne Hill Elementary in his second season with the team, number 4, Brady Price. And last but not least, on the team in all 3 seasons of his middle school career, from Holland Hill Elementary, 8th grader, guard, MJ Lombardi. And a head coach in his second season, Scott Lepow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you guys just heard the starters. We are ready here for a rivalry matchup, a championship rematch between the Fairfield Woods Wildcats and the Roger Ludlowe Middle School Bulldogs. What a matchup we have here, a rich history between these two teams. The last time Woods beat Ludlowe before the COVID-19 pandemic. It's been a little while. Today, Woods looks to capture that really prolific win and show they are championship caliber. The 2-1 Fairfield Woods Wildcats. Costello set the tip. An incredible starting rotation for both teams, and a Ludlowe squad looking to make a three-peat. You want to see a championship rematch? You have it. We're underway from Bannock Pavilion between the Fairfield Woods Wildcats and the Roger Ludlowe Bulldogs. Will Hall, a ball fighting for it on the ground, and Hall's able to control it. Brady Price, who was the apparent star in their road loss to Jockey Hollow on Monday, we'll break that down in just a minute. He brings it up for Fairfield Woods. He gets it to Will Hall. 7:40, that's 20 seconds into this first quarter. Still no score, and a really excited fan base, and as we expected, fans standing on the sideline just wanting to get in your whiteout here at Fairfield Woods Middle School. It doesn't get much better than this. Lombardi! Costello fights for it and grabs the rebound. He can't get up. He's on his knees. He's got to get it out. Lombardi controls it and regroups for the Cats. Price. Hall was open. He couldn't find it. Now it's Lombardi on course. It is rejected. Matthew Marino says no. Lombardi doesn't want to get a frustration foul, and it's Aiden Cardos to control it for the Bulldogs. I'm in it in, and the Bulldogs are showing why they're the 2-time reigning champs. Cardos, that looked like a travel. They're not going to call anything. Coach Lipow trying to stand back on the sideline. A drive, a pass, a look. Will Hall guarding. Marino tries a three-pointer. Off the mark. Rebound goes back to the Bulldogs. Wide open. Marino tries one again. A Kawhi Leonard bounce goes this way. They're going to say 3. Yes, 3-0 Bulldogs. Oh, and it's a steal. Price's pass was elevated for too long. Marino's got another bucket. It's 5-0 early from Bannock Pavilion. Lombardi trying to stay alive, and he's fouled. 3 guys guarding him. A suffocating press so far for the Bulldogs. Coach Lipow calls an early timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds. We're back from Fairfield Woods Middle School, an early start for the Bulldogs, but really only one offensive possession, 6:11 left to go in this first quarter, and we still really haven't learned much about how this matchup will go. You know going into it, it's going to be a tough test. These teams have met before, and they'll do it again. But there seems to be a sense of energy just around this school of how much they want to beat Ludlowe. It's funny, the last 2 championships have been won in February for the Bulldogs. They're like the Fairfield County Basketball League equivalent of the Kansas City Chiefs. You win back-to-back titles, you feel beatable, you have these close games, but you end up pulling away. You have roster turnover that doesn't really matter, and a culture that stays consistent with a winning pride that's won back-to-back titles. And it seems like everyone in this league, the whole goal is just to dethrone Ludlowe. There's a kid on this Fairfield Woods squad whose goal was, and I quote, to beat Ludlowe this season. Woods lost 4 games last season, including the postseason. 3 of them came to the Bulldogs. They hope to get a win over them today. Brady Price tries it from range. Way off. They got a rush, and Marino can find him. He does. It's Marcino in a drive-in. He kicks it out and slows down for the Bulldogs. It's back out Marino. Cusick. Over to a driving Curtis. The taller Will Hall guarding. He has the size on that defensive battle. Checking in on a travel. Evan Gusen into the game.
On Ludlowe.
And he's the one to have too many footsteps on that one. 5:29 left to go in this first quarter. Still no score for the Cats. 5 on the board for the Bulldogs. And there's that press again that's just been killing Woods today. Wide open three-pointers, Marcino. 8-0 Bulldogs. Lombardi drives, pass beats the press. It's an old saying I always use. Will Hall drives to the rim. His shot's too much. Costello to the rim. His shot is also too much. A little bit of jitters here for the Wildcats. Just over 3 minutes in, an 8-0 start for the reigning champs. Owen Welk here. Checking into the game, it will be for Will Hall. Hall seems to be frustrated with the way he's playing. A good defensive effort so far from him will be Owen Welk, the catalyst from the sideline for Fairfield Woods. He started their first 2 games, then sat, only played 3 minutes according to his calculations in their last game. And he checks in with 3 points. Owen Welk joins it. You gotta love this Woods crowd, a packed student section, a packed section everywhere. You can't even get into the stadium. We have fans just waiting near the gym teachers' offices just to try to get a glimpse of what this matchup has to offer. Or you can watch it right here from the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel if you guys want to tell your friends, people who want to see it. Right now, if you're a Woods fan, you don't want to see that. That's 2 points and a free throw attempt coming up for Evan Gusen. An incredible shot, an incredible drive, and a chance for one more at the line. Jackson Calabero checking in for Wallace Marcino. Brady Holt also checks in. How do you like this? 6th grader S.J. Taxil-Toritis out of Jennings Elementary, making his way as one of the main 6th men on this roster. He's that primary 6th man. He's the 7th guy to start to play minutes here for Fairfield Woods. Owen Welk. We saw he played a lot of point guard in the 2 openers. Is bench player to bench player. Taxil-Toritis to Welk. Taxil-Toritis wide open. S.J. Taxil-Toritis. Got it. They're just trading buckets at this point. They're going to count 3 for Marino. Taxil-Toritis trying to grab it. They say contact on Calabro as he was trying to get the basketball. Now we're starting to see some offense from both of these 2 high-flashing teams. It's Henry Corwin to check in. And a good start for Aiden Cardos, who checks out for Mount Tome's squad. Just over halfway into this first quarter, 13-6 Bulldogs, but a really hot Woods team trying to find that offensive production. Only 31 points on the road against Jockey Hollow on Monday. Talked to Coach Ludlowe. He said he didn't like that. They need to just make more shots. Turnovers was the key problem. You see another one there from Welk, but Taxil-Toritis makes up for it on the defensive end. Price looks over the chessboard. 3:05 left to go in this first quarter. Well, the wraparound to Taxil-Toritis. The pitch to Price. Price driving only after what appears to be an illegal screen. Bulldog basketball. Woods is really controlling the ball, or they're trying to rush it. It just feels like they can't have a controlled scoring possession. It feels like when they rush it, half the time it works, half the time it doesn't. And then when it does work, they're getting points. When it's not working, like opposite of the 2 3-pointers coming from Texel Toritis and Welk. It's been turnovers. Looked like Ludlowe had a backcourt violation there. They don't call it. It's too much to Goosen. So it'll go right back to a Woods possession. Checking into the game as we last spoke. That's Frank Petitse. Welk to throw it in. Texel Toritis has an open Costello. Can't find him. It's a little too much toward the sideline. That's an incompletion and a first down, Bulldogs. No, this isn't football. It's basketball. Right now, it is kind of like a football score, though. A touchdown and 2 field goals for the Bulldogs. 2 field goals from Woods. Justin Tucker definitely ain't kicking right now. It's a missed shot, a rebound for the Bulldogs, and they control it.
Jump ball.
Off the inbound. Have one, sir, but not enough. Look at this Woods crowd. Just listen to it. What a passionate fan base. And there's a foul. You know, the crowd for these boys basketball team, the Woods, is always electric as Nathan Johnson checks in for Herbie Cusick on the side of Ludlowe, and then Landon Howard checking in for the Wildcats. Every game's electric, but there seems to be something about when Woods plays Ludlowe that just gets this fan base together. 2:03 left to go in this quarter. Lombardi! A tough one that rolls on. Lombardi said the shots just weren't falling against Jockey Hollow, and he attributed it to multiple things. Coach Lippow really wants a call. The head coach in a light blue shirt trying to represent Woods, and he wants a call that he doesn't get. An attack, a reverse, an unbelievable move, and a bucket from Henry Corwin. 15-6 Bulldogs. As I was saying about MJ, he said 0 for 7 from 3-point range against Jockey Hollow. He said the courts weren't exactly incredible for the Lions. He said he was shooting on a higher hoop over the weekend. So a few different factors that were not going his way in that matchup. But clearly the efficiency hasn't been working here on the good courts at Fairfield Woods. There's a missed shot and a frustration foul for Brady Price. And a passionate crowd seems to not be enough right now for Woods to just work their way into some consistency on either side of the ball. Fairfield Woods basketball, and hits Mr. King, substitute science teacher previously in the 8th grade, now in the 7th grade here at Fairfield Woods. The ball hits him, and it goes to his school. SJ picks up his dribble early, gets it to Price. The Bulldogs gradually slowed down their press. The clock is not running. It's staying at 54 seconds. We may need to blow a whistle here. Clock is not running. Now it is. It will tick down to 50 seconds. Will the extra time give Woods an advantage? Well, it looked like he traveled. They don't call it. Using just the proper amount of steps to get to his position. Price again! A floater! Nothing but net, but not enough. Picking up his dribble early. 10-on-10. Landon Howard, a good defensive effort. Price gets the steal. Then the turnover. Johnson, the drive. Just tries to stay in bounds. And he stepped up. A plethora of substitutions on the Ludlowe side. Starters, Sparcino, Cardoso, and Marino checking in as well as Smith and Cusick. Actually, all starters checking back in for the Bulldogs. They've ran 10 deep. That Tomei squad has done such a good job at finding success. Back-to-back champions, an undefeated season last year, which included a really close game in January of last year, right here at Fairfield Woods. And he clearly seems to have his finger on the pulse of how exactly to succeed in this league, of having 10 deep is the answer, then maybe it is. Lombardi trying to guard the opposition one-on-one. That's Marcino. Driving in. There's a push-off. Looks like they call Landon Howard for contact. Cardos on the drive. Coach wants 2 shots. There are 2 shots. There's not an inbound. There's a 5th foul. Paxton Kofed checking in for Grady Price. And the irony of that is, not only was Hudson Kofed the leading player for Woods last year against Ludlowe in the championship game, Paxton's brother, but Poppy Pax also put his season goal for the whole year. When he talked to us before the season, he said, beat Ludlowe. Just those 2 words, beat Ludlowe. And so as he checks into the game, he'll look to have an effort in the Wildcats' pursuit of taking down the Bulldogs. 2 shots on the way for Cardos. Someone have earplugs? Wow. A first quarter free throw miss, and this crowd loves it. Shout out to the passionate fans, most of which wearing white here in the stands. Cardos' second shot is good. 16 on the board for the Bulldogs. SJ to MJ. 5 seconds. Lombardi just chucks it. Oh! Are you not entertained? From half court. He took it with time to spare and knocked it down. MJ Lombardi with a shot. He and this fan base will never forget. How about that momentum switcher? 16-9. We'll be right back for Fairfield Woods. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Blue and Berries at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield, Connecticut. Stop by Blue and Berries after school, after tonight's game, to grab a quick, cool signature creations. Everything from pastry, sushi, and fresh fish to authentic Korean food and other takeout fare like dumplings and Korean-inspired fresh fish and chips. It gets better. They even have bubble tea in a variety of flavors, including brown sugar milk tea and matcha. Once again, check out Blue and Berries at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike after the game to get the aforementioned products. A few seconds in, we'll go the Bulldogs' way. Thanks so much to our sponsor, Blue and Berries. Again, 2205 Black Rock Turnpike. They today have a sponsorship from a great game, a championship rematch between Ludlowe and Woods, and it seemed to be going Ludlowe's way until a final second MJ Lombardi half-court heave that ended up going in for the Cats, and it pays off. Costello trying to pickpocket the opposition. They call contact, and the multi-sport athlete wearing 12 in white does not like it. Costello could do more than just play basketball. He's a football player and a baseball player. A guy who wants to play football long term, but it was years ago that his grandpa kind of got him into the game of basketball, and he still loves it today. He's the enforcer. He calls himself like the offensive lineman of this team. He does the little things. He gets the rebounds, sets his teammates up for opportunities, just like he did there with a rebound and a go-ahead pass. Costello will be a fundamental part in Woods' defensive success. He sets a screen there for Lombardi to uncork one, and he gets fouled on the shot. 2 shots on the way for Lombardi. The first one doesn't fall for Lombardi. Obviously made the half-court shot, but long-term, consistent efficiency has not been an area where he has thrived in over the past 2 games. But you know a guy like Lombardi, he's such a talented player, and he does so much for this Wildcats team. You know he's going to work through it and make up for it. And right there, a turnover that Woods doesn't exactly like, and the refs are calling off any arguments from any Ludlowe stars. Evan Goussain checking in number 21 for the Bulldogs, and checking out is Oliver Smith. This championship rematch, though a 3-possession game right now, I think has lived up to the hype. You have a half-court heat, you have turnovers and incredible plays back and forth. You have really aggressive teams just trying to get the ball like we're seeing right now. And like a travel right there. You see a passionate Woods crowd, and you see a fan base as a whole that is loving to be a part of this game and loving to represent their best friends on the court. Lombardi right off the inbound. Flags off. Hall gets it back, tries to find Lombardi from a similar position. Takes MJ a little while, but he gets it back. Lombardi working the sideline, and he stepped in. In frustration, he's back to the ref. Poppy Pax checking out. Owen Welk checking in. 6:54 left to go in this second quarter. A 16-9 game thus far. Wyland Sporcino driving it on Will Hall. And it's Aiden Carnos. They're trying to find the open man. It's Marino right now. They're playing a zone defense. Their Bulldogs are trying to exploit it, trying to go right up. They try to get it to a different player. Instead, it's Harvey Cusack, and he gets it and a foul. A chance to extend this lead to double figures. Two great coaches here, by the way, with Scott Lippow and Matt Tomei. And I think it just shows you all the great things that they can offer, because Coach Lippow obviously comes in and year 1 leads Woods to the championship. Matt Tomei, back-to-back championships, but they both have such a good mind for basketball. They both love their players, and they speak before every game, and they have a lot of respect for each other. It's great to see school versus school, player versus player, but you always have to have respect for the school of the opposing town. You see that mutual respect on both sides. Coach Lippow will have respect for Will Hall for that effort, but it will go all those right. And Will Hall kicks the ball into the bussing, I guess you could say, padding here in the gymnasium. And Matt Tomei is visibly upset with a no call there on the Will Hall soccer pitch. Marino gets stripped, but they say contact. I think they call it on Hall. And it is, they do. So Will Hall, if you're Will Hall right now, just calm down, stay in the Z, or if you're Coach Lippow, maybe take him out and try to get him there. Right now on the court, you never want to see kicking like that. You also just want to make sure he's ready for Woods and not too frustrated, that he's in the right mental space for this game right now, trying to pickpocket. It's kicked out. Marino, not quite. Hall, what a heave! Keeps it in bounds for Woods and pushes it up. Lombardi in attack. Okay. 2 shots coming up for Lombardi.
2 shots. Fairfield Woods.
You can't do that. So you hear this crowd, and yes, it is louder than most games, but what's amazing is you now see this culture where players and fans, are showing up every single game to represent the players and their friends on the squad. But I spoke with Coach Lippow, I'm like, the players are loving it right now. The players are absolutely loving this whole rivalry aspect going into this game, but he said, we don't want it to just be Woods versus Ludlowe where everyone shows up. We want to create a consistent culture in Fairfield Woods where every single game, fans are showing up, and every single game you bring that spirit and that pride to this fan base and to represent this team. That's Coach Lippow's main goal. And right now, if they could get a win like this, they could get that. An over-the-back foul on Brady Holt. And a visibly upset Coach Lippow does not like the call. Wildcats are not exactly in love with the call either. Marino to initiate the offense. Out Cardos. Cusick finds it back out. It's a drive for Marino. Just not enough. He doesn't seem to have the right power on how much he exactly needs. And the crowd is loving the many air balls today from Marino. And it hits off Lombardi. And the referees, whether they're good calls or not, seem to be interfering with the game for both teams. At least that's what the coaches believe. And they're not exactly loving it on either side. The coaches have wanted calls, and they haven't exactly received them in today's game. Refereeing, such a critical part in sports, professional, collegiate, high school, and even in middle school, because you have a matchup like this where you wanted to see the players play, you also need to call calls like that, where, yes, that is a foul for Luke Schwartz, who will go to the line for 2 shots for the Bulldogs. So, yes, you never want to see the refs interfere with the game, but they have to, and they have to do their job and call the right calls. It's always between a rock and a hard place situation for the referees of these games. Schwartz first one is no good. The capacity level in this stadium, bigger than we've ever seen before. Zach Thurman, 7th grader, was on the team last year as well, played some garbage time minutes for Woods, where we know the talent he provides. He checks in for well. A second shot on the way for Schwartz. This one is good, and Lombardi's on the ground. A quick inbound, and Price slows it down. Brady Price, the leading scorer for Woods against Jockey Hollow, yet to get on the board today. It's out of bounds. Staying with Woods. All 3 field goals today, plus 2 free throws. You have the 2 free throws from Lombardi. We saw that in this quarter. All the other shots come from 3-point range, one of which from half court. From Lombardi, Texel, Torides, and well, 4:50 left to go in the second quarter, only 11 points. Offensive consistency, I spoke about it with Coach Limbaugh, been a key issue for Woods. They're down 7 here early in this contest. Hall, a kick out to Fearman, who's able to control and attack. A kick out Price. Using a screen. Hall. Seems to be a game of hot potato. Which player is going to be the one to want to shoot it? Fearman has to kick to Lombardi. He has to control and try it. Not exactly make it. Going Ludlow's way as well with an off-the-ball foul. And a very popular referee joke right now we're seeing from the Woods sideline, and that is the fans. They are not loving the calls today, and they are making it vocal. Now, the last thing you'd want to see is, now Woods has 5 fouls. The last thing you want to see would be Woods keeps complaining, and then the refs start to get a little annoyed. You kind of want the mutual respect in a sense. Come with the Woods crowd, I'd start to quiet down a little bit. You gotta love the fluffy and just the constant humor from one student section. Schwartz now has missed 2 of his 3 free throw attempts today. An 8-point deficit thus far in favor of Roger Ludlowe. It's a 5-1 start to have a look back. Got it. He's made his second one. Both times he's been at the line. Maybe a recurring pattern here for Ludlowe if Schwartz goes to the line. Maybe a player with fluffy hair as Woods addressed. That is better on the second look. Fearman from mid-range. Price, they're clean up. Off the glass. Fearman, Lombardi using an off-the-ball screen from Hall. And Hall controls it. Schwartz tries to get a breakaway steal. Hall from the spot. MJ, Michael Jordan made famous, is off the mark. Henry Corwin to check in for Ludlowe. And attacking on Brady Holt. And a really annoying noise coming from the microphone system. Some contact there on Woods. In the bonus early for Ludlowe in this quarter. That has been a recurring problem for Woods. You have to stay out of foul trouble. And how about this? At the scores table at the moment. He'll check in after this. Declan Sullivan, 7th grader for Fairfield Blitz. This will be the 10th player Woods checks into the game. The first one, no good. The first ones are hard to make in a road environment in Fairfield Woods. And Declan Sullivan checks into the game. We haven't seen him a lot this season, so it's great to see the center fielder getting some action. Trying it, bouncing off. Hall, the two Bradys, Price and Holt run into each other. Bierman tries a shot. That's just too much. Brady Holt, an incredible rebounder, cleans up on the glass, but turns it over. There's some contact, a jump ball. Woods way. Right now you see the father of MJ Lombardi. That's S.J. Texel trying to sit for Fairfield. MJ's dad filming with a GoPro, trying to see his son have an incredible game. He has 5 points today. Again, 3 of which on that crazy half-court make. The problem, though, only 2 points since for Woods. 3:13 left to go here in this quarter. That being the second quarter, the final quarter of the first half. They were going Ludlow's way, and it's a 20-11 lead for the current team with the ball and the Bulldogs. Lombardi a tip, but it happens to go right back to Corwin, working the baseline. A box out, a drive, really high and finally fell, but just not in the parameters of the rim for Oliver Smith. Lombardi driving, and there's contact. A push by Jackson Calabro, and 2 shots. And they say on the ground. They'll say shots for Lombardi. Made 2 earlier, missed 2 earlier, and now they're actually going to switch that call, reverse it, I should say, and they'll say Woods ball, but on an inbound, and it will be Declan Sullivan, the catalyst from the sideline for Fairfield Woods. And Jay Lombardi, it's wide open is Brady Price. Holt the cleanup. Holt the pivot. SJ the pass, Lombardi the pass, Price the pass, Lombardi the shot. Off the mark. Price again with the rebound. The two Bradys helping each other out. Declan Sullivan trying one. No good. But speaking with Max Costello previously before games, he said this isn't a three-point shooting team in practice, yet in the games it feels like Woods feels pressured to try those three-point looks. There's a steal, or almost, by Brady Holt. A good defensive aggressiveness. 4 guys at the scores table for Ludlowe at the moment. And Bulldogs will regroup. A drive for Corwin, Lombardi the defender. Locking him up really well with some deflections. Trying to work the sideline as Schwartz double teamed. Still gets the shot up, but can't exactly get it in. A lower scoring fest, especially for a championship battle, 2011 here. Lombardi had a three-point shot had he wanted to try it. Instead, he'll regroup. Coach wants MJ to move it. .118 left to go in this quarter. Price attacking, waiting. Feels like Woods is waiting for the perfect shot. Price. Ball on the ground, it goes the Bulldogs' way. And there's substitutions. 5 guys in. Oh no, we'll see that when we come back. Timeout for Matt Tomei's squad from Ludlowe. Only 2 points for Woods this quarter. Can they generate some offensive momentum? 53 seconds left in the second quarter. We'll be right back from Bannock Pavilion. We're back from Fairfield Woods. Can the Wildcats generate the offensive momentum? Right now, one of the all-time classic battles, Bulldogs versus Cats, has favored Bulldogs. Marino's shot is too much. Declan Sullivan chasing the rebound but turning it right over. Marino from point-blank range off the glass. 11 for Woods and doubled the score at 22 for Roger Ludlowe. T-minus 23 seconds left, and it's a turnover for Woods. Things are just going from bad to worse for the Wildcats by the second. In 22 seconds, a double-digit lead for the Bulldogs that they hope to extend. Marino inside, wide open for Cusick, and he's found 2 shots to extend this lead. We hope you guys have enjoyed this broadcast today. 15 seconds left to go in what has been a more than entertaining first half. Shot bounces twice, but is no good. Not only just from what we were thinking about, just as Schwartz earlier, we're seeing a recurring pattern. These free throw shooters have to get used to Woods. They always miss their first free throw. They have to get adjusted to the crowd noise. And then just like we see there, they make the second. 23 on the board for the Bulldogs. Price out Sullivan. Sullivan waiting for Texel Toritis. Double team just has to control it, and he can't. 2 seconds, 1 second. Marino cannot replicate Lombardi's half-court buzzer beater. Woods will quickly rush to the locker room, and what has been a lackluster offensive day thus far, but it's anyone's game. A championship rematch, an in-town rivalry. It doesn't get much better than this. Ludlowe and Woods. We'll see you in a few minutes for your halftime show on the Fairfield Woods Middle School YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, second half soon to get underway here for Fairfield Woods Middle School. Here is your very brief halftime report coming to you again from Fairfield Woods Middle School. Look, here's going to be a key for Fairfield Woods. They're down 23-11. You just got to make more shots. Woods just has to grow into making those shots. They've gotten the looks. The shots just have to fall. It all has to do with a consistency matter, and we're going to hope Woods can figure that out. The history between these two teams, a rich one at that. Woods lost to them in my 6th grade year, 2 years ago, by 30 points, and more, or actually more than 30 points, twice. Then last year, you lose in double overtime in Ludlowe. You lose by 1 point to Ludlowe right here on January 11th. And then you lose in Ludlowe for the championship game, thus far our highest viewed live stream that a lot of people wanted to view. So everyone had this game marked on their calendar in Woods. You want to see a victory for the Wildcats. Hall, if he grows into making those shots, we may see some more. We're underway in the second half. Yes, a large deficit, but do not get upset, Woods fans. You have a team here and a culture that is going to ride by this squad. And a resilient basketball team, as we saw last year. When they faced Ludlowe, they were down big here, and they forced it to be a tight game. Same thing when it comes to Worcester that same week. This is a resilient club. Coach Ludlowe has his boys fight. We're going to look to see that again in this matchup. A rivalry, and the aggression has shown that as well. Texel Toritis with some contact. He gets fouled, and he will be the new catalyst from the sideline for Woods. There's a quick 2 points off the turnover for Fairfield Woods. For Roger Ludlowe, allowed on Fairfield Woods. How about that pass? 7th grader to 6th grader. Price to SJ. And the foul. Steps on the sideline as he passes it out. And I think you can tell there's just an element of frustration from this Woods squad right now because you see him miss free throw, then they try to get it back in, and you see Will Hall, you saw the kick earlier, you see the argument there, and you got to understand as well, there has to be a level of understanding that it feels like Woods is not, the calls are not going Woods' way right now, but at the same time, Woods has to stay calm and collected because if not, things will not go well. Grabbing Will Hall. Oh, he claps him to the ground. Marino from deep range. Shot no good. Rebound right off of Brady Holt's foot. And it will stay near Woods. Marino's inbound. A little too much, but still controlled by Cusick. Waiting patiently as Sparcino looking for the attack. Still hangs on to it. Not anymore. SJ Texel Toritis has been unbelievable. Trying again, but Marino gets it back and scores. 28-13. It's getting late early, folks. Price, again, a very similar play to the one he had with Texel Toritis. And Will Hall puts it down. Finally, some offensive momentum. More points already just 2 minutes into this third quarter than Woods scored in the second. Way too much for Cardos. There's Jimmy Texel Toritis checking in for Brady Hall. You're going small ball. You have the Twins on the court. And all of a sudden, Woods is back into it. Here's Hall, that's a three, that's a make! They say a two, but still generating some traction and momentum is Hall on the Cats. Trying to answer is Cardos, but he can't. And then a foul on the whole rebound. Things are finally going his way. How do you like this, folks? How do you like it? No MJ Lombardi to begin this half for Fairfield Woods. Maybe just trying to save him. And right now, the move isn't paying off because you have your best player resting for long-term success. And then you have this team just trying to work and make this lead a little smaller than it was. It was 12 to begin the half, 5:32 left to go in the third quarter. It's 11, but it was really bad to begin the third quarter. Woods finally generating the momentum, but Costello turnover, though, frustrating for him and his boys. Shot no good. Costello wants to control it. 2-1 gets it over 1-2. And then what a play. They get it in, and Evan Goosen, the rebound and the put-up with the score for Fairfield Woods. Jimmy to SJ. The twins from Jennings Elementary trying to work. Brady Price from the range. Curry made famous is no good. Cusick the rebound. Driving in. They're going to call a foul on Jimmy Taxil-Toritis. 2 shots on the way for Cusick. Second one. A 14-point lead now. Now we're talking about those football scores. 31-17, one at that. But it's in favor of the Bulldogs, the 2-time reigning champs. SJ kicks out Will Hall. Out of bounds, Bulldogs way. Coach Lippow is just trying to control himself, putting his hands on his head on the sideline, and just disappointed with the outcomes that could come out of this game. A loss would give Woods 2 straight losses, and just like we saw 2 years ago, that would now be back-to-back losses after 2 straight wins to begin the season. It would be a 2-2 record. Now you don't want to look ahead. 4:24 left to go in this third quarter. Of course, you still have a game to play. However, if this game gets to that point, it's just understandable to know the frustration that's going on from the sideline. A 2-0 team that looked like they could have been 3-0 that would now find themselves just at 500 with a tough schedule ahead. Zach Fearman. A Brady Price drive and then a pass. Price tried one earlier from 3. It didn't work. This time he fakes a pass, fakes a shot, heaves one, and it doesn't go. Corwin gets called against with a foul. Coach Lippow is telling MJ, do not argue about the calls, let me handle it. And I quote, essentially, 31-17 Ludlowe basketball with a refereeing game that I think Woods wants them to overrule. Or overturn, I guess I should say. Staying Bulldogs' way. Pete Say and Oliver Smith checking in for the Bulldogs. Really give it up to head coach Matt Tomei, because this is a team who he has ready to still be undefeated again this season and make a run at a 3rd straight title. How often do you see that in middle school basketball, where there's no recruiting, there's no trading, it's just districted, whoever you have is whoever you have. And Coach Matt Tomei, it's not like the Ludlowe Middle School District has some unknown talents from these incredible prep schools. Like, it just happens to be random districting, and he may have some talent these past 3 years, but he's getting the best out of his team and is year after year putting together a squad that can compete. Zach Fearman's one rolls off. Brady Price keeping it above half court, trying to find MJ. And it will stay with Woods. They're saying deflection over the Ludlowe guard and Jackson Calabra. Will hold to throw it in. Lombardi, a drive. Price is open. He doesn't do it. SJ is open. He tries it and knocks it down. 2 3-point buckets today for SJ. And all of a sudden, Woods, 2:52 left in the quarter. They continue to cut into that lead. Can they get it to single digits? Can they start to make this game really manageable for them? SJ again with the deflection. And Coach Lippow, I don't think I've ever seen more frustrated, standing straight like a statue, jumping up and down, very frustrated with the calls. Going Woods' way, there's a travel. Frank Patisse. Will Hall, some good defense on that play. Hall was frustrated with his play earlier. Seems to be easing his way back into some elite basketball here for Woods, and he's doing it in a critical moment in the third quarter against the reigning champions. Zach Fearman, a pass from his fellow 7th grader Brady. He got slammed to the ground. Wouldn't be shocked if they called a flagrant. Instead, they don't. Instead, it's Brady Price to the line for 2. That being Zach Fearman, not Brady Price. Price with the pass. I've always wondered this. Brady Price makes such a good pass down. And Zach Fearman now goes to the line. You don't know if those are going to generate looks because Ludlowe essentially cheated, and as does the teams when they foul to prevent those shots. You gotta wonder, and it's a debate that I personally had with others, should Price get an assist on that kind of situation if Zach Fearman makes both? Now that he didn't make both, it's a different discussion, but if he executes on a shot like he would, like how they count it in regular basketball just during the play, if he executes on the points, and a lot of that is because of the pass and the facilitating ability for Price, should he get the assist? I think it's just an interesting conversation to have long term. Fearman misses both, but Ludlowe has a pass that goes too far. Almost 5 new players checking in here for the Bulldogs. Almost a brand new lineup. And Matt Tomei has the luxury of doing that with the way he runs his roster. It's 31-20, 2:19 left to go in the second quarter. The score favoring the Bulldogs, and I'm telling you, it's like staying a football score the entire game. When can this become a basketball score and a score where Woods is just continuously getting those points and cutting into this lead? Brady Price hesitates, calms down. Seemed to have a little bit of jitters there on that possession. Fearman hasn't been facilitating much today, has kind of been looking for those shots for himself. Texel Toritis on the wraparound to Lombardi. He doesn't wrap it around to Hall. Lombardi could have had a shot had he got his positioning right. He couldn't. Instead, it's Fearman. 1:40 left in the third quarter. Fearman. Price. Lombardi. Fearman. They're just passing it around. Who's going to take that shot? Texel Toritis can. He's made 2 today. Maybe MJ will. They wrap it around to MJ. Now it's Will Hall. He's found a groove in the third quarter. Now it's Texel Toritis. Lombardi driving, floating, shot is gone. The ball movement pays off. Lombardi's got himself a bucket, and it may not be the 23 that he was able to put up in the previous home matchup for Woods against Worcester, but he's starting to find a groove. He's got 7 points today, been a key contributor for Woods. It's 31-22, the first time this deficit has been single digits since the middle of the second quarter. 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go in this period. 31-22 in favor of the Bulldogs. They get it in. Marino has one at the baseline. Has Fearman flying. Has a shot that he's trying. That goes in. Sorry, tried to be Dr. Seuss there. Didn't exactly work. That's why I'm not an award-winning author. Children's author at that. Zach Fearman. T-minus 39 seconds. Price. And he'll go to the line for 2. Look, we know what Brady Price could do. Obviously being kind of a key player on that team. According to the words, and I was not there, we were announcing the girls' basketball game here on Monday, but according to many sources and according to the players, it was Brady Price as kind of that offensive contributor, and we saw 1 3-pointer last year in a blowout, historic win actually at that if you go back and watch it against Flood. So we saw that. But then we also know the basketball capabilities this guy has. He's a multi-sport athlete, plays soccer. He's also played the FBA, Future Stars, and been in other leagues as well. The key improvement he wanted to have this season was his left-hand finishing, but he hasn't really been a finisher this season. He's more been a facilitator, can shoot from the outside if they fall, and then when he drives, draws contact. He makes 1 of 2 there for the Wildcats, trying to keep it in as SJ. He does, surprisingly, the 6th grader in SJ Texel-Toritis leading the team here in points. Will Hall and Zach Fearman hyped about a play, and they're loving it. They're liking it. They're loving it. They're wanting some more of it. You guys know that song? Maybe you don't. 33-23, a 10-point deficit, 31 seconds left, and Brady Price goes back to the line. It's always a wonder, because you never know how much experience, what kind of ages, what these players do. You always wonder, what kind of leap do you take from 6th to 7th grade? And in not even 1 year, Brady Price went from a bench warmer and a fan favorite. The fans loved him when he came in. He was a huge part of the locker room, huge part of the team, just from a mentality standpoint, but really didn't play much time. And now all of a sudden, he's draining free throws down the stretch as one of the key leaders for Fairfield Woods. An 8-point game. Never say never. 27 seconds. 33-25, Ludlowe. Marino, Cusack can't control it. But Brady Price can. He brings it up after a pass from Texel-Toritis. Well, SJ tried. He leads the team in scoring. MJ tries it instead, and his shot doesn't go. Bierman races for the basketball. Instead, it's Cusack to control. Dan Marino's long-lost grandson. Just kidding, but it is Marino for the Bulldogs, trying a last-second jumper like he did to end the second quarter. This one doesn't go. Woods cutting into the deficit a little bit. 33-25. One more quarter of play from Fairfield Woods. Don't leave us right here. We'll be right back from a championship rematch. We want to let you know that today's broadcast, a championship rematch between the Ludlowe Bulldogs and the Washington Wizards, is brought to you by Blue and Berries on Black Rock Turnpike. Stop by after tonight's game or anytime after school to grab everything from authentic Korean fare to even bubble tea at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike. Again, be sure to stop by. Blue and Berries, our proud sponsor for today's championship rematch from Bannock Pavilion. The start of a fourth quarter coming up. We'll see if Woods can make a comeback. A little bit of offensive momentum to end the quarter. SJ Texel-Toritis, how do you like that? The 6th grader leading the team in scoring, but it's more been playing by committee. 8 for SJ, 7 for Lombardi. One more quarter to decide a championship rematch. And it goes Woods' way from a fouling standpoint to begin. Just 5 seconds in. 1 quarter to decide a championship rematch game. And possible seeding implications from Fairfield Woods. Shot is good on the floater for Waylon Sparcino. When they have pressed and they forced turnovers, that being the Bulldogs, they found success today. Hall could have had the drive. Instead, he kicks out Lombardi, looks at his own dribble, passes it out. Texel-Toritis! Bulldog rebound. Kicking it out is Marino. He'll try one from range. Got it. That's coaching right there. An incredible job from Matt Tomei to have his boys ready. Not even 40, just over 45 seconds into the fourth and most likely final quarter. And the lead's now up to 13 for the Bulldogs because of quick transition points, both from three-point range and from two-point range. Driving. Have yourself a day, kid. How about 10 points for the young gun?
2 points.
deficit is 11. Again, it's when is Woods going to cut it even closer? We've kind of been waiting for that. By the way, we appreciate all the people that have been viewing this live stream. We're getting a ton of views. We appreciate the constant support. A backcourt violation there for Aiden Cardos. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. And we have appreciated the opportunity to broadcast this game because it doesn't get much better than a championship rematch, a really passionate fan base, a really passionate crowd, and just a really great game overall. The last time these two teams played, it was a very similar circumstance where Ludlowe controlled it, and then right towards, kind of around this range, toward the end of the game, it was Leo Sanchez, Sebastian Campbell, Hudson Kofek, that whole core now in high school that led Woods back with a championship aspiration in that season. They just couldn't get it done. Thomas Gardner missed a shot at the buzzer. But you can still see a scenario like that where Woods comes back. They're just going to have to make shots, and Lombardi was really hating himself over these last few days for missing those three-pointers that we just talked about against Jockey Hollow. He told me privately he was 0 for 7 from three-point range, but today the three-point issues have kind of carried into Fairfield Woods Middle School. He's been 1 for 7 today and 2 for 10 from the field, so not exactly an ideal shooting circumstance for the 8th grade leader of this Wildcat pack. Cusack. Rylan Sparcino. And Welk, the deflection. He played a little bit in the first half, made a three-point jumper, and Owen Welk checks back in, needing critical offensive play as Coach Ludlowe, he brings in Welk for Max Costello, who just hasn't provided those offensive looks today. In the slam he had against the boards later, just kind of understands he'd be the first to tell you that he wants to play better in this game. But Coach Ludlowe, that's the best part about having depth. Even these new 7th graders, or heck, a 6th grader at SJ Texel-Tuitis leading the team in scoring, we're learning that those types of players can step in if Coach Ludlowe needs. It's Will Hall, that type of player right here, to step in for Fairfield Woods. What I love about this team, a lot of them are multi-sport athletes. A lot of them play soccer. That includes Will Hall, Big Dog, as he likes to call, as his friends like to call it, at the free throw line. The two main things he's done was he played PAL, and then he also went to a Sacred Heart University basketball camp where I may tell you, he hit a buzzer beater in one of the crucial games during the camp. He gets a crucial shot here. We saw a buzzer beater to end the first quarter of that being from MJ Lombardi. You never know, Will Hall starting to find a groove here in the second half. Maybe he's a guy to go to down the stretch. All 5 of his points today have come in the second half. MJ Lombardi there called for contact. We're facing some technical difficulties. Don't worry, we'll get to you some announcing really quick. A drive and a reverse on the other side for the Bulldogs. And it's good for Sparcino, and inbound to the left side now, as SJ gets it to Will. Owen controls it toward the sideline. Above half court is Price. He has MJ with him. Price a drive, waiting patiently, and it's turned over. Here comes Cusack. Price trying to chase him down, and it's too much. It will go Woods' way. A little bit of an outlet pass, just a little bit further than Ludlowe would have needed it to be for a layup opportunity. Look, the Bulldogs had 23 points at halftime, and Woods has 28 points here with 5:34 left to go in the quarter. So Woods has got to elevate their offensive play and do it fast if they want to really cut into this deficit. Sizzle shot from the point is no good. SJ Texel-Tuitis a rebound, and Owen Welk gets it off the glass and puts it in. Matthew Marino driving, and he draws contact. 5:17 left in the fourth quarter. .5:17 left to go in this quarter. Switching to the inbounding position is Liam Lee. We haven't seen him much today. Hopefully he could be that inbounder that hopefully for Ludlowe, he could be the inbounder Matt Tomasco would want him to be. He just makes a quick inbound, gets it to Marino. Marino tries to get it right back to him, and it stays Ludlowe's way. I think right there, Lee knew it was going to be off of Woods. At first he didn't know, he just hopped around it. He'll be the inbounder again for the Bulldogs. And near backcourt violation, they call it. You gotta be careful near that territory, and Cusack is called for the turnover. A 10-point game. Do not give up. Do not go anywhere, audience. We got ourselves a game. Price. Taxil to Ridus. Owen Welk drives, using kind of a mini screen from Taxil to Ridus. He kicks it right back out to the twin. His shot just rolls off. Liam Lee, a late game spark here for the Bulldogs. Pass tips off of Gusen, but then goes right back to the Bulldogs, and there's a travel. Some fundamental mistakes here from the Bulldogs. They call the travel on Jackson Calabro. And Cusack is out of the game for the Bulldogs. Ludlowe looking for that spark. All they need is a defensive effort. If they play great defense, 4:32 left to go in this fourth quarter, they'll probably win this game. Because they've already have 40 points, and that may be good enough with a good defensive effort. Brady Price, driving, attacking, floating, foul. We saw him get to the line multiple times throughout the third quarter. He'll get there again here in the fourth. By the way, here, as we go to the free throw line, and obviously it's great to have this game, the players and the fans representing and allowing this to be possible, Blue and Berries allowing this to be possible, but personally here as the play-by-play announcer, Chase Coburn, I gotta thank my behind-the-scenes team for how incredible they are. A team of, I'd say, I haven't counted, probably over double digits, trying to make this happen between a stats team, producing, camera work. We really appreciate all of their consistent support. We wish Riley Lawrence, one of our crew who broke his arm, we wish him the best of luck at home. We hope he is watching, and we wish him the best of luck on his recovery. Clearly complimenting the team here at the Fairfield Broadcast Club, worked with 2 free throws, but Price is called for the foul, and Coach Limau is on the ground and shot over the foul call. Liam Lee. You always know the beginning of the game is intense. You heard this crowd. And then now as we can near the end, you know the end of this game is also going to get intense. We've reached a halfway point of the fourth quarter. Either a revenge game and a win for Woods, or another win to add on to an undefeated season from last year and this year for the Bulldogs. Will Hall grabs a rebound, but they say a foul to get there. And Liam Lee will once again inbound for the Bulldogs. By the way, you got to shout out, currently standing in the corner of this gymnasium, Hudson Cofet and Leo Sanchez, 2 stars from last year's team. They'll cheer on Woods, 3:56 left. We got ourselves a game. We're back from Fairfield Woods Middle School. You know, earlier this season with our live streams, we faced some technical difficulties, and we still have even faced some during this game. So we just appreciate you guys sticking with us, and we hope you guys are enjoying the content that we produce. We're enjoying covering this game. What a game we have here. 8-point deficit, but anyone's game, a critical miss there for the Bulldogs. Will Hall, sizzle, fighting for it. Will it sizzle his way? Fouls. Woods way it does! Big Dog with a big dog type play against the Dogs. Brady Price out to Sizzle. He gets it in. MJ Lombardi has an open drive and an open bucket. Coach Limau loves it. Justin Otashi on the PA system loves it. And we sure love it here from Fairfield Woods. It's a 6-point game. Will Hall trying to play aggressive defense. It's stolen! Hall, a drive, and he's fouled! If you want to talk about big free throws, 3:24 left in this fourth quarter. Free throws don't get much bigger than this with the circumstances this high. I told you people that Woods was going to make a run. That's what Coach Limau's squad does. That's the spirit I talked with Coach Ludlowe about. That's the spirit he brings, where the crowd stays into it, the players stay in it, and Woods makes a run. But a crucial miss there from Will Hall, one he'd love to have back, and many substitutions to try to switch things up for Matt Tomei's squad. Hall, a second shot, even bigger than the first, also ribs off. The Bulldogs control it. Hall tries to get it back, he does! What a defensive maker! Gets it in, Brady Price! 4-point game! Coach Ludlowe is hyping his boys up. You gotta love it. Out. Marino, this would be a crucial shot if he tries it, he does it. Wide open is a Bulldog player in the corner. That was Farcito. They don't get it to him. Instead, it's a rebound and put up in a huge bucket for Evan Gousset. Hall splits the defense. Welk also splits up, but he misses it. We have social studies homework. Maybe he was thinking about that. He's in my social studies class. He's got to be thinking about basketball right now. A crucial miss. Wide open. Marino gets back to the three-point line and joins it. 9-point game. Basketball is a game of runs. A layup that could have made it 4, a three-pointer that makes it 9. Price tries one. Clangs off. Texel Tirides, the team's leading scorer today, with a huge offensive rebound. Welk will try a layup part 2. No, he won't. Will Hall. No. And it will be Bulldog basketball. Both teams now in the bonus, so every foul from now on will warrant free throws. And it appears this one will do the same. 3 timeouts left, by the way, for each team. If you're curious, we don't know if our scoreboard has that, and it actually does. So an unnecessary comment there made by me, but 3 timeouts left for each team. And if you're the Woods sideline, you got to make some noise right now to hope he misses these 2 shots. Evan Gousset, some of the biggest free throws of his life. Misses. But we've seen a trending pattern. A shot 1 miss and a shot 2 make. We have seen that today. Make some noise, Woods! Second one does go in. As our model predicts, our model meaning the advanced statistics of Chase Coburn's brain. Paxton Kofed getting it to Will Hall, a 10-point game. They got to hustle, they got to do it quick. Lombardi's shot rolls off. Will Hall just has to control a rebound, and he does. Texel Tirides grabs it, and there's an off-the-ball foul. But Eden Cardos on the Bulldogs, he made some contact with MJ Lombardi, a 46-36 game with 1:41 left to go in the fourth quarter, and Lombardi with free throws coming up. Look, if Woods is going to try to come up and shoot 3-pointers, this will be a discussion, obviously, for Matt Tomei's group to have. Do you want to come up and immediately foul, knowing free throws are hard to make in these conditions, knowing free throws are not guarantees at this level of basketball, and also knowing that 2 is the maximum they can make with a quick foul? Matt Tomei's group will discuss that and more. 2 timeouts remaining for Roger Ludlowe. 3, now 2 after they use 1. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. You know that the live coverage of this highly anticipated championship rematch between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs is brought to you by Blue and Berries at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield, Connecticut. Stop by Blue and Berries after school or even after tonight's game to grab some cool signature creations. Everything from pastries, sushi, and fresh fish to authentic Korean food and other takeout fare like dumplings and Korean-inspired fresh fish and chips. It gets better. They even have a bubble tea in a variety of flavors, including brown sugar milk, tea, and matcha. Once again, check out Blue and Berries at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield, Connecticut. Lombardi's second free throw misses. Q6 shot goes. Double digits with T-minus 87 seconds to go. Lombardi. Kofet. And then Hall. Taxoteritis. Wait, they gotta get back to Hall. They gotta shoot shots. They're down 11. SJ will try it and knock it down.
SJ from three!
What a schmake. He's been efficient today. He's 5 for 7 from the field with 14 points. An 8-point game. 53 seconds to go. Back contact for Warranty. 2 free throws. Both of those will come from Matthew Marino. He's going to start. Excuse me, not Matthew Marino. 1 and 1 is good for Rylan Sparcino. Apologies there. Matthew Marino kind of passing half court in case of an outlet pass. Marino made the first. Woods has got to make noise as Justin is telling them to. Second shot rolls away. Rebound. Put up. Oh my goodness, that would have been one of the highlight plays of the game. Cusick's shot is blocked by Will Hall. One last push for Woods. Paxton Kofed drops it. It was Mahomes to Kelsey. A tight pass down the field, or in this case, down the court, and Kofed couldn't hold it. It'll be an inbound from Owen Welk. He gets it to Kofed, then out to MJ Lombardi. They've got to just shoot shots. They're down 9 points. SJ! No good. Poppy packs the rebound, the attack. Lombardi, they just got to shoot the ball. They have 17 seconds. SJ, Welk, a deep three. A little more than they needed. Will Hall tries to keep it in bounds, but he can't. Mr. Robinson giving him a pat on the back there as he runs into the dean of students here at Woods. And that just may do it. Folks, this is a matchup you love to see. An in-town rivalry. Both teams giving some incredible fight. It was a really slow first half, scoring-wise for Woods. Coach Lippow made the adjustments offensively, and the defense wasn't even too bad in this one either. You just saw a handshake there, or maybe you didn't, between Matt Tomei and Coach Scott Lippow. Let's try to get an angle on that for a second. Can we get an angle on the two coaches right now talking, because great sportsmanship. What has been an incredible matchup so far. The lead is now up to double digits with 6 seconds left. This game is now long over. The Ludlowe Bulldogs seems to be an invincible team. They'll pick up a really important win. 5 seconds left. Woods wants revenge, but they just can't get it at the current moment. The defending champs stay undefeated. A 50-40 win. The two-time defending champs come into Fairfield Woods and play like the champs they know they are. What a game. What a hook. And what a result. One last shout out again to our sponsor, Blue and Berries. Be sure to go to their location after school or whenever you have a chance at 2205 Black Rock Turnpike in Fairfield, Connecticut. Let's get my face right here. We will wrap up the stream from Fairfield Woods Middle School. What a game we just witnessed between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs. 50-40. The next time you will see these two teams face off, we'll be on the road Thursday, January 23rd. So it'll be the girls facing off on that day here at home. The next time these two teams have faced off, the final time they would, if they do, for me, would be in the playoffs. Get ready, folks. Some great stuff ahead. 3 girls basketball games next week. Let's wrap up a great week here from Fairfield Woods. 1 girls game on Monday, 1 boys game today. Signing off alongside an incredible team here from Fairfield Woods Middle School. I'm your host, Chase Coburn, saying so long from Fairfield Woods Middle School. The Wildcats, a rough loss,